it later.
Perfect. I'm going to speak to you whenever you have time, Rahul.
Definitely. I will definitely. I know I have your number now because of the WhatsApp, so I will definitely reach out to you.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, Devasmita, over to you.
Yeah, we are live now. And before we start, we just want to tell you that today is International Cancer Day. So the topic is Beyond Traditional Therapy, Hypnosis in Addressing Modern Mental Health Challenges. Before I start, I want to thank Sambhavna Sets Entertainment Channel, because yesterday I came to know that many of the viewers are watching my videos, and thank you very much, Sambhavna, for just making this, because it's an education. And thanks to Rahul specifically, in every life we are together, it's a blessing, right? Being into your student, you always give me that platform to excel. And we have in 2nd December, this channel is specifically, we are supporting spinal muscular atrophy patients, right? If you remember, we have took the interview last in 2nd December, and and that day I thought of why not to help them, because my purpose. Many of you are not aware, but Rahul has helped me to get my purpose. I don't know what exactly I told him that day, but he was so patient. He gave me the space, and that is today I am here because of Rahul. I have thought of leaving all the things to go to Himalaya. Means that time this thing happens sometimes, yeah. But yes, so now the time has come to introduce each of the speakers here. I'm blessed to have.
Before you do that, Devasmita, can you just turn your camera a little bit so we can see you?
Yeah. Can you see me now? Yeah.
Slightly, so there's only half. It's like a very dramatic. Turn your camera a bit so we can see your face.
I have to move or
If you have theater
Either
people around, you better sit in the center.
I can't help it. This is second nature to me. So I'm like, no. The framing is also important.
I thought this was first nature to you.
Much better. Go ahead.
Now today, first of all, let me introduce Rahul George. He has, until now, I used to say that is self-hypnosis coach. Now he has changed to i-HYPNOSIS coach. Can you just unmute yourself and say why i-HYPNOSIS coach, please?
So my journey goes back like a good 15 plus years. And today I know what I do is a combination of hypnosis, self-hypnosis, and neuro-linguistic programming. So my unique blend is called i-HYPNOSIS. That's I-HYPNOSYS. Sys, like system.
Oh, wow.
So i-HYPNOSIS is the name that I have. Now I'm promoting pretty much everywhere. If you see me on Insta or Facebook or YouTube, that's the brand name. So that's why till recently, of course, I used to talk about self-hypnosis. But the rebranding from, especially 2024 and onwards is all about the i-HYPNOSIS.
Okay. Yeah, interesting, because he is India's premier i-HYPNOSIS coach, and he is a founder of i-HYPNOSIS Coaching Academy. So we will come to this, because in the how to connect and everything, because people are more keen to learn hypnosis. My intention is because my previous history is my father was diagnosed with cancer. Like Rahul will also come with something. So yeah, and he was diagnosed with cancer. That it reminds me how to help the people, make the people aware. So we have another speaker. Yeah, I'm coming to you because there are a lot of things to ask from Rahul, learn from Dr. Priti and Dr. Richa. So Dr. Priti Nanda SIBAL, she is MBBS Functional Medicine and Gut Health Anti-Aging Metabolic Syndrome. She is a creator of CYCLIC KETO, functional medicine expert. So can you just tell about yourself a bit, Mr. Dr. Priti? Over to you.
First of all, thank you, Devasmita, for doing this. Right? The beauty about cancer is, and why I see beauty, People would say, what is beautiful about cancer? Right? Beauty about cancer is in all our bodies, some cancer cells are growing. Our body gives us a hint that we could land up into a situation and have cancer 20, 30 years later. That's when the body starts giving us hints, right? But unfortunately, we are so busy looking at something else in some other direction that we keep missing them. And I will talk about it more, but let me tell you something about myself. I am a Punjabi, right? And the way I live my life is Sanu ki. Okay? And when I was in college, my favorite slogan was Priti se panga, danga hi tanga. Now, why I'm saying these things I'm saying because this personality I have, and I think this has helped me be what I am today. I am very patriotic and I've always wanted Indian content to come out, people to learn rather than we learning from the West. We should be the ones training, because if we go to our traditional things, we would see that we have everything. But we go to US, pay them so many, lakhs, and then get a thappa, and then come back and realize that, oh, this to my tradition always taught me, but I thought ghar ki murgi dal barabar. Now, and this is what happened with me also. So became a doctor, wanted to be an engineer, but was underage for that. But wo kida jata nahi hai easily. 7 years of working in Punjab Medical Council. I worked on copper T insertions. I worked on women's health, and then did my MBA from IIM Lucknow, because kida jata nahi hai. And then I started managing hospitals. I was medical advisor with CYCLIC. I was heading publishing at Springer and helped, Indian content go to online platforms. But while I was doing all this, I won't say very, very sick, but I was not taking care of this lovely home I've been gifted with. I was obese. I was 88 kgs. I used to call myself Gol Batata Bada, right? I was a diabetic. I had severe migraine 3 days a week. I had asthma. I had sinusitis. And I can go on and on. I had, very dull skin. Like now I don't use any makeup, but I used to have a lot of patches there. And fibromyalgia. I always wanted people to just, press, because my whole body was aching. From that situation, but I was working very fine, doing all that stuff. And one day I decided that I want to get rid of all this. Because when my younger son went to hostel, NLU Jodhpur, I read this book, which said, the best gift you can give to your adolescent children or when they've grown up is taking care of your own health. क्योंकि हमारे Indian tradition में कहते हैं ना, कर्मा बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट होता है. माँ बाप की सेवा नहीं की तो कर्मा खराब हो जाएगा. और सिर्फ अगर बीमारी में ही ठीक करने आए तो you will never have fun and they will always be stressed out, right? And that's when I started reversing and I came into this. Now, why did I agree to come today? Before I came into functional medicine and decided to reverse that, after doing my MBA, I did my executive coaching program. And my strength were two: working on the belief system. Because anything you do today is because of you've got into that habit. And that habit is because of that belief, which generally was built when you were a child and you were young. Right? But then I quit that and did my functional medicine fellowship from American Academy of Anti-Aging Medicine and came into helping people. Second reason I came today, and I think cancer is something I've been telling people that I will come someday. I lost my Masi 2 years back to cancer, and we couldn't do anything. My younger Masi was diagnosed with cancer, and she's getting treated. And one day I was speaking to my mom, and she said that, my Nani also, she thinks she had cancer. Right? So this is why I am here. And thank you very much for having me here. And I really acknowledge you for what you are doing, Debasmita. and I love your passion.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Over to Dr. Richa. Yes, I'm coming to you because there are a lot of learnings from from Rahul, Dr. Preeti, and Richa. So just let me introduce Dr. Richa. She is an obstetrician gynecologist, a published author, mentor, and course director of MRCOG online course, founder of the initiative Let's Talk on Women's Health and Empowering and Enlightening Women through the education and e-consultation. So what is obstetrician? Means this is a very interesting gynecologist I heard, but obstetrician, you have put it. Can you just little bit put some light on it? Because I love this word. Yeah, new to me actually.
So obstetrician, actually the subject itself is not gynecology because everybody says gynecologist. It's actually obstetrics and gynecologists. Obstetrician is the process of childbirth. That is obstetrics. And gynecology is like the health of the women reproductive system. So gynecology deals with cancer and various illnesses related to the reproductive tract. Whereas obstetrics, it deals with cesarean section and process of natural childbirth or normal delivery. That's what obstetrics is. So it goes hand in hand. So it's, but like you said that most of people, they have just heard about gynecologists. It's actually a combination of obstetrics and gynecology.
Okay.
Okay, so that's what it is.
Really interesting. Yeah,
so I want to talk a little about myself. Then I did my MBBS from Maulana Azad, New Delhi. And after that, I did my MD. And unfortunately, I had some health issues. I suffered a stroke in 2003. And then I felt it'll be a little difficult to stay in mainstream surgical practice. So I moved kind of into academics. But I still kept treating patients, through teleconsultation, and I still do it. And in the meanwhile, I wrote books on obstetrics and gynecology again, and that is for the postgraduates. And I also started this initiative for MRCOG. MRCOG is like a foreign degree. It's like a degree in obstetrics and gynecology from the Royal College, UK. So that's, I also write books for the 3 parts of MRCOG exam, and I'm also having an online program for the candidates who are preparing for the MRCOG exam. Then I realized on the way that now it's the time that I should contribute to the society in some way. So I started this initiative, which is Let's Talk Women's Health. And this is basically empowering and enlightening women through education and through e-consultation. So I also take e-consultation, and I like to educate the women about various health-related issues, because I feel if the woman is educated and empowered, then she can take control of the health of her entire family, which is very important. And that is the reason why when Smita, she invited me, I thought that I should be part of this. So thanks a lot for this opportunity, Smita.
It's my pleasure. And the thing is, you people have taken up, because Rahul and I generally used to conduct all the, as mentioned, in every life. But this is our pleasure that you people are here in one. When we just, the thing is, it clicked in my mind because we all know what exactly is cancer. We all have gone through that pain, right? Chemotherapy. Yeah. Dr. Preeti, you want to add something because you are nodding your head like this?
No, I'm just saying you are exactly saying the right thing. There is no household who has not experienced cancer in their family members.
Yeah, exactly. Because when I tell you some small story about it. There's me and Rahul, though Rahul is my mentor, but we have a common mentor. Okay. So we have to submit our project. Okay. And Rahul at the time, my father was in the hospital, was diagnosed, and he was having an operation that time. Okay. And Rahul knows what condition I was going into. and we have to submit an assignment and to become certain things. So Rahul told me, please don't go for, I was doing, because artificial intelligence that time come first, means new to this, new to India in 2021. I'm talking about 2022, not 21, 22. I met Rahul from 2022, and we met on the month of August, okay, his birthday month. We also celebrated, we also, that day, the books have been launched on his birthday. So 2022, and in 2022 he told me, see, you don't have to do a lot of research, you just do whatever I'm just telling you. He just give me whatever he did, and we together become that. To means, I don't know how he has helped me. Universe sent him directly to me. And first interaction with him was sending him the photos of my father's closet, which is full of this, because my father is chain smoker, okay, cigarette. And I connected with him, though we are in other platform where he is with non-smoking zone, right? Rahul, I want your attention to put it, because many people, how this happens, they are into how they can quit, or they can, those who are the smoker, right? This because today we are just completely focusing on cancer. So as we all know, right, smoking causes lung cancer. Yeah.
So if the question is, can hypnosis be beneficial to people that are smokers? The answer is yes. But there are some caveats, right? Because for most people who have been smokers for several decades, a lot of their anchors, a lot of their beliefs, a lot of their identity is something that has been formed over decades. So for a lot of smokers, and I'm talking especially when you talk about chain smokers, a lot of them tend to start in their teens, could be pre-teens as well. So by the time they're in their, say, 40s or even 50s, and they want to quit, at least when I work with them, I'm very clear that, they have to really want to become sort of like the antithesis to who they've been all these decades, right? So that's where I start. And going back to your question, it's definitely one of the tools that can make a huge shift in somebody, and it can be pretty dramatic, because it's literally, there are enough and more, examples, case studies of people that have gone in for one session of hypnosis and they have completely quit, right? So there is good news, but there are certain caveats. And so to start with, I would say that's definitely something to consider for people that want it. They have to really want it. Then obviously we are talking about making, like reprogramming at an unconscious or a subconscious level. So the good news is that today we have access to this kind of technology, but a lot of that has to do with one's own self-will. Right? Because a lot of times, and I remember having this conversation with you, a lot of times when parents or spouses will say, I want you to work with my family member, a lot of times that is where it tends to become, it sort of like works in the reverse, right? So this is my take on it so far, from what I have seen, that if the person wants to, then yes, definitely smoking and cancer, there is a very strong connection where people can actually have very, very powerful, almost like life-altering experiences.
Yeah. Yes. Yes, Dr. Priti, you want to add something into this, because she unmuted and then she muted herself. Yeah.
So one thing I've definitely understood, I am able to confuse or get Devismita attention very, very fast.
Because Devismita is very...
No, so yes, so I was nodding my head because I definitely agree with Rahul. Because even in functional medicine, where we do root cause based analysis.
Yes.
So in allopathy, I was taught human body, and I'm very thankful for that. I was taught symptoms kaise handle karne hai.
Correct.
Right? But for chronic diseases, that symptom handling thing is not working. We need to find why this thing is happening.
Yes.
And if those whys can be removed, then, we can actually not have the disease ever in our lifetime again, unless that why again creeps up. So when Rahul said on family members saying, I will not take the client, I was saying, yes, I also won't.
True.
Because
True.
I am very clear. This is your story. This is your journey. I can only help you take the right turns when you come at that T-juncture.
Yes.
Rest, everything you have to do. You have to drive, you have to walk, you have to show your commitment. You have to reach out to me again and again. This is your story.
Yeah.
And I'm very clear about it. And I have no offense with people. You know what? When I started 8.5 years back in functional medicine, root cause-based science, we have to remember, I'm an allopathic doctor and I'm an IIM, MBA who's focused on PNLs and numbers and straight thinking. No dil, EQ. When I did my certification in executive coaching from Florida, that is the time, this is 2019. AI and EQ were the top things. And we were talking in leadership that tomorrow intelligence will not be important because AI will do everything for you. But what will define whether you are successful or not will be your EQ. And that is where finding your purpose will become more and more important. And therefore, anybody who is doing any sort of work post-COVID area, if they've not found their purpose, they will find it very soon. Otherwise, they will just go away. Now, so from that area, I used to feel very annoyed. Your health, you can't focus on your health. Health is wealth. And you are only moving around, behind wealth, right? Nothing will happen. But 8.5 years later, I think I've matured. But more than matured, I think I understand the multiple dimensions of this human being and this life, right? And when I say this, if a person does not come on their own, and I know that this guy is going to get into complications very soon, we can see that, 20, 30 years before I can tell you whether you will have, you are prone to some cancer or not. At least we get an idea because we're working on the root cause-based science, right? But I always say, maybe your time has not come. Somebody will get a solution very simply and easily. Somebody needs to go through that pain or do that fire walk to become a strong leader, right? And we all need to become leaders, if not for people around us, for our own self, because we have to be our own leaders. That's when we will create a story which is worth living, right? So here, I'm reminded of a very, very, very strong woman, and I really look up to her, Dr. Sarika Verma. So today, I came back yesterday from Mumbai. I reached home at 1 p.m. 8:30, I had my consults because for last 4 days I was in Mumbai. 12 p.m., we had to go to a farmhouse to celebrate IMA doctors event. And I went there and I met Dr. Sarika Verma. And I said something to her and she said, "Ma'am, ek hi zindagi hai. Isi zindagi mein sab kuch karna hai." Right? And no, so that's powerful for me because that's one woman I see everywhere. And then I had your thing today at 8. How many times my mind told me that Priti nahi ho paega. But then I said, yaar, ye to passion hai, isme kuch karna hi nahi hai. I just have to be there, right? And I'm sure nobody is looking at me and thinking, yaar, she's so tired because ye subah 8 baje ki lagi hui hai and raat ko 1 baje Bombay se वापस आई थी. ठीक है ना? So my point is, हमको खुद को अपनी story लिखनी है. And there is no right or wrong time. But this is very important, that till you are ready, I will not be able to help you. But if you are ready, I will hold your hand till the time I am able to help you achieve the goal you are looking to achieve. And that's what I was wanting, nodding and saying, we are on the same page.
Yeah, very nice. Actually, the energy, I really love the energy of Dr. Priti. Yeah, yes, and just something, Dr. Richa, please add something if you want to add some, because I know when we all are here, universe has said this. So yes, please, over to you, Dr. Richa. Yeah.
I completely agree with Rahul and with Dr. Preeti when she said that nobody can help you if you don't want to help yourself. So first initiative you have to take yourself that yes, I want to quit smoking or I want to take care of my health. Otherwise, nobody can help you. Whatever consultations, I completely agree with them on that. And yes, with Rahul, what he said, there's been a recent increase in the cases of cancer, and I think that is related to the increased risk of smoking. People, especially the women. Previously, cancers were more common amongst men, but now the ratio is increasing in women. And most of the gynecological cancers also, whether it is cancer cervix or cancer ovary, it is indirectly, it is also related to increased incidence of smoking. So if hypnosis can help quit smoking, I think there's nothing like it.
I want to add one thing. Hypnosis.
And I also want to add one thing after this.
I am grateful to Rahul. Okay, because he's my, miss, you can say he's a good friend. I am not too open with any man, only with the person whom I love. Miss, yes, I all love. Now the thing is, no, I was restricted myself because my heart was like this. But now with the use of hypnosis, my heart has expanded. I don't. I truly love Rahul for this because now Rahul helped me in one way. I'm just going to tell you the thing that is, my mother practices this, Buddhism, philosophy of Buddhism, and hypnosis. I started learning that time from Rahul, and I've explained my mother, why don't we visualize this, that the cancer we'll get the report without the cancer, and now my father is cancer free. Okay, by visualizing this, and she and me, this the thing is though, we have visualized that this closet is free of cigarettes, and this all happened. This all happened. This is the power of hypnosis. And that day I just figured it out and made him, I messaged him, I want to spread hypnosis. That's the reason I did my research on hypnosis, AI, and HRM. And I'm going to the companies also. And the good news is tomorrow I'm going to have a meeting with someone. They are also they are focusing on the HR. They are also doing hand in hand with me. They're joining in with me in one of the companies is coming.
Now I want to add two things.
Yeah, please go ahead. And yeah.
Before she suddenly asked me, Dr. Preeti, do you want to say something?
Please go ahead.
One is, Dr. Richa, when you said that, yes, cancer incidence is increasing, I agree with you. And as I said, functional medicine is all about root cause, right? Not only smoking, the air we breathe, the toxins we have in our body, the genes we activate, how the hormones are metabolized in our system, right? All of that has changed. And to put an accelerator on that, this vaccination, now we have so many studies how inflamed our bodies have become post-vaccination, right? So I agree with you, cancer incidence is increasing and government is recognizing that. Imagine what they've done for cervical cancer, a huge amount of investment in cervical cancer for the vaccinations in this year budget. So, but I think more and more efforts need to be done. And I'm sure this question is going to be asked, what will I do on diet? And I will answer it then. But the second thing I wanted to, say was on hypnosis. So for all the viewers, I am one of those who thought hypnosis is something I will never be interested in, right? Because again, I'm telling you, I'm that practical MBBS, MBA, executive coach with numbers. I do everything. I don't understand anything else, right? But 7-8 years back, I understood that energy is everything. This is just a body, and the day I die, this is going to go and mitti mein mil jayegi, hai na? Right? And the soul, which is my driver, okay, is what? It is complete energy. I connect with some people, feel my energy is not good, right? It's too, loud
too
and
much.
right. and they feel threatened. But some people feel, wow, they can fly and come and hug me because they just love me for my energy, right? So it's not about me only. It's about the energy exchange we have. Yeah. And I realized this 7-8 years back. So I was not spiritual. I studied in a Christian school. Okay. And जूते डाल के church में जाते थे सुबह सुबह. And so from there to now where I am, I started with Buddhism, learned few things from Buddhism, then moved to these Kumaris, right? Yes. Did their meditation, attended their medical doctor's thing and learned few things from there. Then moved to gratitude and law of attraction, right? And my every patient watches a movie every night. And if viewers ask me only, then I'm going to tell you what movie. Otherwise, I'm not. Let me keep that as a secret. You write to me personally and I'm going to tell you what that movie is. Right? Yeah. And that helps them change their life story completely. Okay? And then I went to Swami Rama Himalayan tradition. So it's been a journey because I was stuck there. Because from childhood, it was not there. And throughout this, one thing which has become stronger and stronger and stronger in this space is we are energy beings. And that's what connects us. Yeah. Right? If I have to help somebody, very important thing is, does that person trust me in terms of energy first? Then comes my knowledge. So for me, before a patient or a client enrolls on my program, I ask them very candidly, eye-to-eye contact ke saath. Nice. Do you trust me? Do you think we can walk this journey together? Nice. Right? And I say no if I think my energy is not matching. And I respect if the client says no or says I will take some time. Yeah. It's perfectly all right. Right? And through this journey of 8.5 years, where I think I'm becoming, I won't say this meditation, but I think I am becoming more aware of myself, about my breath. My major USP in my healing protocol is fix your breath. Nice. And that's where I start. Because जिससे पता चला आप जिंदा हो और जिससे पता चलेगा कि आप मर गए. ठीक है? अगर आपने पूरी जिंदगी में वो ही नहीं सीखा, तो क्या
Life is breath.
क्या सीखा है ना? Right? And nobody teaches us how to breathe because we used to breathe properly because nature gives us that energy to breathe properly. But over the time with this industrialization, what has happened? This Wi-Fi, this industrialization, उसने हमारा सांस लेने का तरीका बदल दिया है. और मजे की बात यह है कि हमको भनक भी नहीं लगने दी कि क्या हो गया. And that's where the game starts. Right? And अब इस पे, and that's when I realized that hypnosis is very important. Gratitude कर लिया, visualization कर लिया, pictures देख ली, ठीक है, meditation कर ली, अपने आप को समझ लिया, belief पे काम कर लिया, तो hypnosis कैसे ही पीछे रह सकता था. So I want to, it has to come. There है दुरुस्त है, ठीक है. But I want all of you to do an exercise with me. Please close your eyes. And I want Dr. Richa, Smita and Rahul also to do it. I know you better than me in this, but still, right? You never know, something opens up for you again. Okay, so just close your eyes. Yeah, great. You can't help laughing. You can laugh and close your eyes. Right? Now, imagine that in one hand, you have those air-filled balloons. So put your hands straight like this in front so that I can see your hands. Yes, Dr. Richa, your hands also. Yeah, just like this, yes. So close your eyes and just imagine whatever I'm telling you. Imagine in one hand, on the right hand, you have air-filled balloons. 30, 40 of them. And on the left hand, you have a 10 kg dumbbell. Imagine on your right hand, you have balloons filled with nitrogen gas. And on your left hand, you have a 10 kg dumbbell. Just keep visualizing this for 30 seconds. And don't be worried about where your hands go. Is there any movement? Just close your eyes and remember, on your right side, on your right hand, there are balloons I've tied on your right wrist. And on the left, I've given you a 10 kg dumbbell to hold. Slowly open your eyes. And see if your right and left hand are at the same position where they were when you had started. If you look at my hands, my right hand is higher than the left. Even if you look at Rahul's hand, it's the same. The gap is little less, but it's the same, right? What was this? I think for a lay person, this is something what hypnosis could be. Hypnosis is real. Hypnosis is scientific. And to a person like me, who is a doctor, who is an MBA, right, who is passionate about doing things and, you know, has risen 2 sons and 30 years into my practice, this is a tool to become better in whatever area in space of life you think there is scope of improvement. Right? There's this article I was reading, not today, long back, right? About a doctor. है ना? Doctors को doctor से ही दोस्त होती है, doctor से ही दुश्मनी होती है, ठीक है? तो story भी doctor की समझ में आती है. So this doctor was a surgeon and a singer went to her and she had a cancer in her throat. She had to be operated. The doctor knew her vocal cords can get hurt even with 0.000001% mistake. Fortunately for the singer, this doctor was a believer in hypnosis, right? So he decided that he will use hypnosis and not general anesthesia to operate this patient. Why I'm sharing this with you is because from a doctor's lens, I'm telling you this is powerful, right? And he just spoke to this female singer. He said, you are calm, you are at an outside space, right? And there's so nice breezes there, and you are singing a song. During this hypnotic thing, that lady was singing. And the doctor performed the complete surgery with the lady singing. And there was no error. Why? Because when she was singing, right, her vocal cords were moving and there could be no better guide, no better technology for the doctor to play safe with her. 10 years later, the lady was singing and she was cancer-free. Right? And there are many, many, many such stories. In fact, hypnosis is recognized for palliative care today to take care of pain, especially in cancer patients. I think hypnosis is the most beautiful tool you can use. Laughter therapy is another, right? And there's another story on this. I was doing my executive coaching in 2019. I told you I had gone to US. And that time I had become a student again. So I was walking and meeting new people and everything. And I happened to attend an event where all clowns were present. And I met a group of clowns who was that time working in hospital with cancer patients to help them reverse and get out of their cancer and have lesser side effects of chemotherapy and all. And now in India, we have that officially. I know of 2 clown groups who are doing this. So hypnosis, many, many people are doing, and there is so much scientific literature on it that, and of course, Rahul would know that better, but I only know how much I need to know for my patient's benefit.
So using that as a segue, Dr. Preeti, I'll tell you 2 things that came to my mind. 20 years ago, this was my dream, right? 20 years ago, this was my dream, that people of stature, people with credibility, people with scientific backing, recognize something that I tapped into intuitively way back. And just hearing you speak with so much of, that expression in English, which is vim and vigor, with so much of belief in something that is so integral to us, especially in the context of healing, in the context of, self-development and self-growth. It feels really, it's like, coming home. And one more thing I just want to add here that, like you said, in one is, of course, in palliative care. For me, as I was sharing with all of you just before we went live, in a personal context, my wife was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2018. And literally from the moment we got the news to, how we were able to figure out her, her treatment protocol, and all the way to, towards the end of the year where we had gone through all the various, the various parts. So it's like, the various milestones on her journey of healing. And of course, now so many years later, where every year she's just, getting better and better. A lot of that has to do with mindset. A lot of that has to do with self-belief. And I've seen it personally, for someone who's extremely type A, very work-driven, to be able to change, to be able to be willing to change her identity, right? And it's a bonus that my training of these last literally, almost now, it's like literally 20 years of being in this has come in at exactly the right time. So I think it's really beautiful that we are right now at this point, literally 2024, where there's a movement to create change. There's a movement to sort of like retake our own freedom, retake our own independence. And of course, when you blend it with technology, and when you blend it with the medical fraternity that has been trained in one way, that's also recognizing that there's more to treatment than just the technicalities. A lot of it is the mindset. It's really beautiful to
I will
be
say
here.
differently, Rahul, as a doctor, and especially
Sure.
as a doctor, a people's doctor, and one who works on the root causes.
Yeah.
There's a thing called adrenal fatigue. All chronic diseases,
Yes.
If a hypothyroid patient will come to me, till I make sure that for first 4-6 weeks, I balance his adrenals, I will not treat for thyroid. If you come with insulin resistance, cancer, or diabetes to me, till I find a way of balancing your adrenals, I will not start your treatment. Because I will not give you supplements or nutrition other than what is required to balance your adrenals. And hypnosis is a beautiful tool to do that.
True.
That is the start of that tent which I am trying to up, because वो गिर गया है आपके lifestyle की वजह से. So all chronic diseases, 80% of deaths today happen because of chronic diseases. And I love allopathy. I love conventional medicine. I am so grateful and thankful to my father and to the universe that I became a doctor. Okay, because I understand everything. But at the same time, I want to tell her, for that 80% of chronic diseases, allopathy can only support you to that extent till the time you decide to take care of your own health and you become the CEO of your own health. And when I say CEO of your own health, it is not mindset we are talking. It is so much deeper. I think the word mindset doesn't, it is just very superficial. No, it is the way your being is.
Your
it is
identity.
Like fix your breath, it is fix your being.
Who
and that's
you are.
What happens. It starts from here and the whole body changes. And in science, when I say gutsy India, happy India, this is the concept behind it.
Yes.
You have one thought and your gut health goes for a toss. You have to go for an interview and पेट में कुछ होता है. तुमको बॉस से डांट पड़ती है तो पेट में कुछ होता है. और तुमको कभी सडनली टेंशन में भागना पड़ता है तो पहले पटी आ जाती है,
True.
राइट? सो कुछ कुछ होता है, एंड वाइस वर्सा ऑल्सो. सो कुछ लोग जो माइंडसेट से काम नहीं कर पाते, इन चीजों में बिलीव नहीं करते, दैट्स वेयर वी फर्स्ट वर्क ऑन देयर गट हेल्थ. We create bacteria there which release more serotonin, love hormone, more dopamine kick hormone, so that they are able to make right decisions, do gratitude, have that power to say, I am my own boss. I will take care of my this body or this house. This is the only house I have got to live in. I will keep it in best of shape and state. And to add to this, I'm telling you, there was this news 3 days back. I never read newspapers because they shift my state of mind, right? But this news came in front of me. Priyanka Chopra and Nick Jonas had to change their house, which they had bought very recently after spending many, many crores because of their health reason. वो घर तो आप बदल सकते हो, ये नहीं बदल सकते हो. So better be more careful about it. And उस घर में problem क्या थी? Mold. And now mold is very common in Indian houses also. Right? Second thing I want to tell medically, sorry for taking too much time, but I have to say this. Tibasmita, this is very powerful. When you do hypnosis, you change the genes which are active in your body. Right? For example, in cancer, if your COMT gene is not working, we only check for BRCA gene. But there are so many smaller genes which decide how your estrogen will work in your body, how you will detoxify. And these genes, see, genes work like a corporate system. For example, we are 4 of us here and 3 of us decide that let's we message, oh, it's a done, I think we are over with it. We will log off. But if only one person keeps saying, we will continue the discussion. Yes? This is the way genes work. Your food, your thoughts, your sleep, your stress, exercise you do, your relationships, your emotions, all of them decide which genes will get active. And when I say emotions and social support, only your spouse or your parents or your children should not be your social support. In healthcare, especially cancer, we have to create bigger social support systems because that's where things start changing. Right? So, and that's thing, I think, कान आप ऐसे पकड़ो या ऐसे पकड़ो. ठीक है? जैसे भी पकड़ो, ये ध्यान रखो कि यार, you have to be right here and you have to be right here so that you are right everywhere. And thank you, Rahul, for doing this work for so many years. कहते हैं ना, प्रॉब्लम आने से बहुत साल पहले भगवान आपको या यूनिवर्स आपको प्रिपेयर कर रहा होता है उसके लिए. ठीक है? अगर आप सुनो तो सेम लाइक कैंसर आने से 15 साल पहले जनरली पता होता है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, अगर आपके सिर्फ थाइज एंड you have a pear shaped body, you are estrogen dominant. That's the time you need to start working on your estrogen dominance. If you only have tummy, you have insulin resistance or you are in adrenal fatigue. That's the time you need to start. Rather than changing the size of your trouser, please correct your insulin resistance and your adrenal fatigue. Yeah. If you are just gaining weight without any reason when you're not even eating too much, look at the xenoestrogens, the pesticides, the BPAs, sources, heavy metal sources, where you are getting from. Is your body able to detoxify? There are simple tests you can do to know that. And then get rid of those. If you are constipated for years and if you have bloating and if you can't eat too much, and you have decided you will eat very little, please no. Go to somebody at least and make sure your gut health makes you stay happy all the time. That's the time you need to start working, because then you will have 20 years to become an expert. Even if the situation comes, you will be able to handle it. Right, Rahul? Yeah. So yes, so I think we really can do so much together. Cancer is not something we need to be scared of, but cancer is something which is trying to bring us together so that we all can live better lives. I think when I get passionate, I can continue for a long time, but I will hand this over to
Will I tell you the truth? Because I love her energy. Because when I am in her webinar longer time, okay, I saw her webinar. I have been in 10 times. I have been I whenever I see, I'm also a part of IFM. I enter to your webinar to see you specifically because your energy excites me. Lot of learning now. Being into HR domain and learning medical part is a bliss for me because I have since my mother, she got a chance. Okay, she got a chance in medical in homeopathy, but due to since I born in a Bengali family, so the thing is, the stubbornness. No, daughters are not allowed to go out to study abroad. Well, she got a chance in Germany, and
wow.
but her parents didn't allow her because she's a female. So, and then she has to leave, but still she has a passion to learn about medical. She pushed me, please do something. And now today she was telling me that I'm a little proud of you. I think you are doing some good thing. I was saying, okay.
We are also proud of you. You are doing something, a lot of good things.
Thank you very much. And anything happens, actually she told me dedicatedly follow one person because the process, if you follow Rahul, because in Buddhism it is stated, follow one process, you will get success. So anything happens, ask Rahul. I know what exactly Rahul's answer is. I've told her, yeah, if anything comes in mind, ask yourself first. What do you want? Yes, whenever now I'm preaching the same thing to everybody. What do you want? If you think that is the house, this house is whatever way you want to see as a church.
This is your temple, this is your house, this is your body. Yes.
Yeah. So if you want to take care of it and if you know what you have to go do, because currently I'm just juggling with a lot of work. Okay. Now she was saying, see, it's a time I think you should go to Rahul and ask because something is happening and I will be going to him for a longer period because he has a program that is I will be coming with a 1-to-1 program, okay, which is starting for NLP, hypnosis, and self-hypnosis. That's the reason I started with that because my intention is to spread hypnosis. Okay. So, and when you are talking, the Priti, you are just giving me goosebumps because when I'm enjoying from within that hypnosis, when it is coming like bubbles inside me. So you can't understand the enjoyment because I love your energy, the way when you are talking about this hypnosis, no, I think the same thing is happening with Rahul. I don't know, Rahul has entered into this and I'm just in the process and I'm enjoying. So I want to listen something from you, Rahul, how you're feeling from when Dr. Preeti is asking you for this hypnosis trance. This thing, how was your experience? He
So
generally gives
to
us
me,
this trance.
it's when people say, do dreams come true? Does visualization work? Does law of attraction work? Right? These are questions that people have, especially people who have, let's say, typically a very left brain, very logical mind. Like, does this work? But and I look at it this way: when there's no direct, obvious connection for us to meet like this today, literally, Dr. Preeti, Dr. Richa, like I met you before, but the three of us are meeting in the most. It's an unplanned space. So for me, this is an example of the unconscious visioning when you put something out there without knowing how it's going to happen. But then when it shows up and literally hearing Dr. Preeti saying, "Okay, I'm going to show you a demonstration of hypnosis," and to me, it literally is, it strengthens that belief that now is that time where miracles are happening more and more and more. And the core aspect here is to just show up, right? Like, I don't know if you know this, but I'm literally at a family function, but I know we had spoken before, so I said, okay, I will go for a while and then I'll, show up for this call. So it's these little things, but everything when you sort of add it up and you zoom out, to me, this is again an indication and a vindication that when you truly, believe in something that's of a higher power, or connected to something which is, a deeper energy, a higher energy, a higher purpose,
Right.
then these kind of meetings happen. And again, this is just ripple. We don't know where this meeting will ripple and with whom and at what point.
Exactly.
Our job is to show up, and we've done that.
Yes.
Like I told you this before, and I've said this before, Devasmita, your superpower is to be able to connect people. Right? I told you this about a year and a half ago, that your superpower is to be able to connect people effortlessly. And the kind of people, and I've seen this over and over again, the kind of people that you're able to draw in, people from completely, disconnected.
I didn't know her at all. I'm telling you, when I logged in now, my first question to you guys was, what do you do, bhai?
Exactly. Who are you and what do you do?
Exactly. I told my husband today afternoon, I said, I knew all my plans. I don't know why I said yes to her.
Exactly.
But
so
I
Dr.
had to be
Preeti,
here, and I'm really enjoying this. And I think
Dr.
there's a lot of
Preeti,
this.
You're saying this today for the first time. I ask myself this every time. Because there's something about Devasmita's, as you said, her passion, her desire
Pure
to be able
intent.
pure intent.
That's
And
what I see in her. So
that is
desire
what people connect to from
But
literally
pure-
completely disconnected
Yeah.
spaces, but
So you
they're
can pull
connected
people.
because of this. Exactly.
So she has that very childish smile and very pure intent.
Exactly. That's the point.
Very nice. Very good. And thank you, Rahul, for just saying what you did, because, I thought, I strongly believe in this. And I do a lot of this with my patients, of course, not hypnosis, but a lot of other things, as I told you. Yeah. But this year, I think I'm going to speak to you and do something more on this. Yeah.
Now, Dr. Richa is a little silent. So she is an obstetrician gynecologist, right? So some questions for her, and then we will be continuing with Dr. Priti and Rahul, because this is also, I'm just putting this in hypnosis time. Okay. So over to her. First of all, I'm asking you, are you enjoying the session? Because you were, first of all, you are a little skeptical.
I was very skeptical, but after listening to Rahul and Preeti, in fact, I have one of my relatives, and I was thinking maybe, because she has been diagnosed with thyroid cancer and it's advanced stage. She's undergone surgery and everything, but still she keeps having complications which keeps recurring. So maybe we can help her through this. I was thinking about that actually. And what you guys just said, it was really wonderful, because I could not think. And like Dr. Preeti also said, we've always, into MBBS, it's all practical and don't think of these things. But I'm actually glad. And yes, she has that power of attracting, because initially I was like, I don't know why she's connecting with me and what will I do? I told her also, this is not my forte. I have no idea. And in the beginning also, but yes, listening to you was enjoyable enough. Like I got to know so many things.
Yeah, I want to tell you something, because that is what I learned from Rahul. I use the word I have to, I think to, okay, and he changed this, I want to. Whereas now say, I want to take their help to help her. If you say like this, the hypnotic language you are talking, and you can see, you can just putting an intention to the universe that I want to help her by by Rahul and by Dr. Priti. I am thankful to universe that I am being connected, right? So this is, yeah. So this is what, yeah, that
Words
is,
are
we
very
are there
powerful.
to, yeah, words
Your
are very
words
powerful.
make you
They
actually. They're very powerful.
Yes, exactly. And I'm learning this words, hypnotic words from him. Because if you see, my whole now my the thing is, you are talking about the gratitude. I learned from him to write gratitude. Every time, whenever my mother is asking me, what do you want? I just means in what do you want means in stationery and everything in whatever. She told me, I know, need a copy and a pen that much. Okay, and the rest I'll take care of. So this copy pen is so much powerful because if your intention is correct, before I said this,
Mm,
no, I was thinking to the universe that we should reach to the people who are been into this problem. We can help
mm,
them out, right? The setting an intention to the universe is important. That is what I learned from hypnosis. And when I was sitting, before this, I did a self hypnosis. I have his recordings. That also you please tell, because if anybody interested to buy that, because it is very powerful hypnosis dialogue. And before I sleep, I hear that. And by this intention that what I want tomorrow morning, I want my day to be very super powerful. And that is what happening. So yes, and now I'm just going to this. First of all, the question to Dr. Richa, because she was listening till now. Let her get her the chance to speak. So this she is now the question is how is cancer, ovarian cancer diagnosed and what are the key diagnostic tests used for this? And how in the different stages, how it has been getting diagnosed. Dr. Richard, over to you.
Okay, so ovarian cancer, otherwise it's not very common cancer, but yes, it is the fourth commonest cause of death amongst women. And the reason for that is that it is diagnosed at a very late stage. And the reason why ovarian cancer is diagnosed at a very late stage is the symptoms resemble gastrointestinal symptoms. Like the patient, she'll come with complaints of, maybe loss of appetite, or she's getting early satiety. Early satiety means she gets full very fast, or there's slight pain, there's some abdominal distension. So people don't even think that this is, in terms of gynecological cancer, because there is no menstrual dysfunction, there's no other problem, unlike other gynecological cancers. So people don't think in terms of, people think it might be just they must have eaten something wrong, or it's just that it's not, it's just normal gas, what patients say, and it'll go on its own. But other symptoms associated with it could be maybe loss of weight. If there's a loss of weight, that is something which may result in diagnosis that something else is wrong, and it's not just gastrointestinal complaints which the patient is complaining about. One of the most important thing which Dr. Preeti also mentioned, the genes. This cancer is genetic. So if there's a family history, especially if the first degree relatives, that means the mother, the sister, the daughter, they had this kind of cancer. It could be breast cancer, it could be ovarian cancer. If they had it, then the chances of you having it, they greatly increase. And in those cases, maybe the person can go for an ultrasound examination and ultrasound checkup early to diagnose what exactly it is. And the kind of, you asked what are the investigations which are required. So investigations first is the ultrasound. And if on ultrasound, because women can have a lot of cystic masses in the ovaries, which normally will dissolve on their own and they are not even cancerous. But if it is cancerous, then you may also require MRI or CT scan for further confirmation and to see if the cancer has spread to other body parts or not. Then there are some blood tests also which are required to be done. There are some antigens. One of the most important antigens for ovarian cancer is CA-125. So levels of CA-125, they increase if the woman is suffering from cancer. And allopathy wise, the treatment is basically surgery, because stage one is the cancer is limited to the ovaries. So staging, as the staging increases, that means the cancer is spreading in the body. So when it is limited to the ovaries, it is stage 1. When it has started spreading out of the ovaries into the region of pelvis, then that is second stage. When it even spreads out of the pelvis, pelvis is the area where you have the uterus and you have the cervix and you have the ovaries. And when it spreads out of that area, that is, it moves a little away from the pelvis and it is spreading to other body parts. For example, it spreads to the intestines. Then it becomes stage 3. And stage 4 is when it spreads across the other body parts, the distant body organs. For example, the lungs are also affected or the liver is also affected. That is stage 4. And the prognosis I told you, because the ovarian cancer is diagnosed at a very advanced stage, because normally in the early stages, if the diagnosis is made, then the cure rates are much better. But usually, unfortunately, this doesn't happen. And the cancer is diagnosed in advanced stages when it has spread to other body parts. And that is the time when in allopathy per se, there's not much cure. And the cure is basically you remove those parts which are affected. So surgery is the first thing which what is done. And then you remove, initially if it is just the stage 1, so you remove the ovaries, the fallopian tubes, and you remove it on both the sides. But if the cancer, because the ovarian cancer, another problem is that the cells exfoliate and they will involve other body, surrounding body organs. Because there is a fluid, the peritoneal fluid is circulating in the body, and that will take the cells along with it to other body parts. And if it is an advanced stage, again, you land up removing all the body organs, whatever are affected. So if intestines are also affected, that part of that is also removed. If, like I told you, ovary, uterus, fallopian tubes, these are affected, these are removed. And whatever the lymph nodes or whatever else is involved, that is removed. To support it, what can be done is chemotherapy. But again, chemotherapy is associated, like all of you know, it is associated with several side effects. So if in this, we can have some alternative therapy, which is helping the patient, I think that will be of a great advantage. And especially, like I told you in the beginning also, I feel that because towards the advanced stage of cancer, the pain becomes very dreadful. So if hypnosis can help in mental relaxation and provide relief from that pain, I think that will be something very useful. And also if it can help in providing treatment and it does not help in getting the disease more advanced. But again, I'm very new to all this, so maybe I'm not able to come across properly. I think Dr. Preeti will be able to tell better.
I
Rahul.
was just going to say that your like it's like so for me, reading people's language and the micro expressions is I can't help it. It's just second nature, right? Or as Dr. Preeti would say, first nature. Uh, so and thank you for being for connecting to that there is that slight disconnect. That does it work? Can it work? How much does it work? Because you're just something has kind of come into your space in the recent times, which has kind of opened up your mind to the possibilities, right? It's like saying Dr. Preeti is kind of, let's say, in that context, more advanced on that journey of opening up the mind to possibilities, because science says one thing, but when we start to go beyond this dimension, we start to see energy, we start to see possibilities. So it was beautiful to hear you, Dr. Richa, with your even if it was a little bit of that I don't know, does it feel that was beautiful.
But she's open. Yeah. But
Exactly.
and that's nice, Dr. Richa, because so when Rahul said that, yes, I started 8-9 years back, but this is not science se hatke, Rahul. The way I look
Agreed.
at it is
Yeah.
just going a little deeper in the science and asking your why. So as an executive coach, the best exercise which works in every situation of life is asking 7 whys.
Yep.
right? Because the
Yep.
first why is never right, the second why is never right, the third why is never right. And when you ask the fourth why for the same question, your
Right.
mind starts to go a little deeper. And they've researched and found that it's the seventh time you ask the why. Why
Right.
am I here? Because she called me. Is that so? No, why did she call me? Because she listened to me at IFM conference, right? Why did she listen to me at IFM conference? Because she is interested in what's new happening in health and how she can help more people. Why is she interested in that? Because she has seen a lot of bad health in her house, maybe, and that has really made her realize that health is wealth's wealth. Why has she realized that? Because she has a bigger purpose or a passion to contribute to other people's life in terms of her health, to make this lifetime more successful for her. Why is it that that's the cause? Because she has that pure intent and energy with which people can connect.
Exactly.
Right. So if I didn't go very, very fast, right, and if you got what I was trying to tell you,
100%. And just to add here, Dr. Richa asked a very important question in the context of, when it comes to dealing with cancer, which is it's almost like galloping, right? It's moving faster and faster. I would put it this way, and I know Dr. Priti mentioned mindset, but we're talking about more from an identity perspective, that who am I? That really is the space where, when we talk about using hypnosis in the context of rewiring who you are, right? It's not about your environment, because obviously when it's something like this, people will say, like, I know we were very clear about literally the handful of people who would be in our immediate environment. When my wife was, going from the prognosis, the diagnosis to the actual treatment, we were very clear about there were only certain number of people that were allowed in this space, because everybody else has a different mindset. It's driven by fear. It's driven by, of course, by care, but it's sort of like the externalization is fear.
Your energy shifts
fear,
the moment
right?
something else comes in. Yes.
Exactly. So coming back to what you said, Dr. Richa, the good news is that if people who are going through this, and more importantly, the caregivers are given this, you can call it a balm, you can call it, a salve, as a way to lower down the temperature in their minds, whether it is fear, whether it is doubt, whether it is, not wanting to imagine the worst case possible. That just changes their attitude, changes their mindset. And so whether the person in this case, whether the woman, whether she survives or not, or for what length of time, that becomes secondary. Then it's like every day expands, right? Every day the person is able to be more present. And that actually gives, the person, it gives the family more joy beyond the pain, because there will be pain. There is no doubt about that.
And that can help you grow also at times.
Exactly.
There is no gain without pain, actually. But when you were saying, Rahul, what you were saying just now, I'm a very visual person, and I don't know what comes to my mind. And therefore, I never prepare for my talks. I cannot. Okay. Was that, the moment such a news comes, doctors are very, very bad at communication. They're very bad communicators. And that's the reason I get a lot of speaking opportunities. Because as per doctor standards, I'm a good communicator and a speaker. So I have patted my back. But coming back to what I was trying to say, what happens is the moment a diagnosis is given to you, we have to remember ovarian cancer or other cancers also, but especially ovarian cancer, it's diagnosed very late. For example, we all know Manisha Koirala, right? 4-stage ovarian cancer. So it was diagnosed in stage 4, even then. And everybody knows her story. And when she came back, she had no hair and everything, right? So what happens is when that news is given, the whole body shuts down. It's like, hack. Electricity goes off from every corner of the patient's world. Now, that's the time hypnosis tries to put that patch again in that circuit so that the electricity slowly comes back. Now, the moment that shutter which has gone down is picked up, the body has an innate ability to heal. And you know, there are studies and research, the way we all know that water has memory. There are so many studies done on it. And my husband was speaking at a TEDx talk, and there was this Machiju, I forget his name, who was this guy, but his student was there talking about memory of water. And this is about 5 years back. And that's when the first time I actually saw the whole thing from his eyes, right? Our body is 70% water. And that's the reason, you know, the thoughts you have, your different organs get affected. For example, I know for sure, liver gets impacted when you are angry. Right?
Yeah.
And look at what hypnosis does. Hypnosis तो बिल्कुल यार वो power cut का जो नीचे होता है उसको ऊपर करो ना तो कुछ कमरों में रोशनी आ जाती है. ठीक है? वो hypnosis करता है. उसके बाद सारे कमरों में रोशनी आने के लिए थोड़ा टाइम लगता है.
Single phase will work always.
Huh?
At least one phase will work.
Oh yes, one phase will work always. I don't know whether Rahul has ever given this sort of a description to anybody. Okay? But this is
That's why I'm learning every day.
But this is what came to my mind. And just adding to what Dr. Richa said, Dr. Richa, now functional medicine is a beautiful tool because it's a root caused medicine. So what we do is when patients go for chemotherapy and all, we tell them go for energy healing. We tell them go for hypnosis sessions. I personally tell them do whatever you believe in. Do for energy sessions, go for cleansing sessions, you know, do all that. But at the same time, we give them a lot of nutrition. Before that, they come to our clinic, we give them vitamin C drips, we give them Mare's cocktail, right? We give them ozone drips or rectal ozone so that body, the dead cells will die, but the good fresh cells, they still stay alive. And what we see is the side effects of then the treatment are really, really managed very well. In addition, we have people, I have people in my circle who say, no allopathy treatment, no surgery. I am a, this energy healer, or I am a hypnotist, or whatever. We will do with this doc. What can you do for us? Right? So I have a very beautiful, simple, which you can control, a protocol which is called as Bend's protocol. Right? And its Bend's protocol for cancer is first start breathing right. Hypnosis can help you. We do CBD, use CBD oil a lot. That also, you know, some people are not meant for hypnosis. For example, Dr. Richa right now, she will take some time to come there, right? But she has opened the doors. Thank you, Dr. Richa.
He's already opened the doors.
You have opened the doors today, and now energy is going to seep in. Slowly and properly and meticulously it will happen, okay? So we do that. We do ozone therapy. So first is breathing. We check that. Whatever way. These all are tools, whatever you believe in. Then exercise. What type of exercise? Do I only want you to do Om chanting and Alom Vilom? Do I only want you to walk barefoot on grass or mud? Not with shoes. The day these shoes came, we spent thousands of rupees in shoes and break our connection with earth. And we are 5 metals. If we disrespect anything of that, we are done. If we don't care for air, water, fire, you know, those 5 things, sorry, kuch nahi ho paega. Okay. It could be just looking and gazing for 5 minutes on green plants. You know, it brings your cortisol level down by 3 to 4 points in 5 minutes. Guys, is it worth it? It is definitely worth it. Right? Then comes N. N is nutritional supplements. Now, what in nutritional supplements? Sulforaphanes, which you get from cruciferous vegetables. Take that. It's going to help you. Good omega-3. Take that. It's going to help you. Right? Then comes your diet. One thing in diet, if I have to tell you guys, anybody who has cancer or you thinks is scared that hoga, sugar is the worst enemy. And now what is sugar? Sugar is not चीनी छोड़ दी है पर भी sugar नहीं, diabetes नहीं ठीक हो रहा है. Biggest myth. All carbohydrates you eat make glucose. All protein you take makes glucose. So what is your friend? Fat, my dear friend. Which most of us think हम देसी घी नहीं खा सकते. नारियल तेल, oh, it smells a lot. ठीक है? Flaxseed oil, कौड़ा होता है, नहीं हो पाएगा डॉक्टर प्रीति. ठीक है? तो बॉडी भी ऐसी बोलती है, नहीं हो पाएगा, इसमें हम नहीं रह सकते, and कैंसर होता रहता है. So please make sure good fats are there in your diet. And then comes stress and sleep. So it's a 6 protocol thing. Stress and sleep. And now that is where I think hypnosis plays a huge role. Huge role. I have a 3-minute strategy for sleep and stress. If you go on my YouTube channel, Food, Medicine and Lies, and now I know that Devasmita knows my YouTube channel, right? She can share the link. You will find a 3-minute strategy there. Okay? You can do hypnosis, you can do gratitude, you can do all of that. But these 6 things to begin with, and once you've done these 6 things, then you come to more nutritional supplements. You come to how you change your genes. So today, it's not, genes are not very important. Epigenetics is the science which is catching up, and which means with the food you ate, with the thoughts you have, with the way you are wired and, you know, working, can change the way your genes work. And that's so powerful, guys. That's in your own hands. And that's where, again, hypnosis plays a huge role. Because it can help you change the way you think. And then, this is epigenetics. Then heavy metal, toxins, pesticides. Please test before you do anything. Why? Because imagine this is your wash basin. You keep adding water thinking your faucet is all right, but the plumbing pipe is drained there, blocked there. What will happen? The whole house will be full of water and you will have seepage in your walls. And that's what in a lot of cancer cases is happening. In a lot of mental health cases is happening. In heart attack, in stroke. Check your heavy metals. Anybody who's hypertensive, anybody who's diabetic, get this done. This is a beautiful investment to do, and do it. And then don't forget your gut health. We are Indians. We were taught thousands and thousands and thousands of years back. अगर जो चना चबा पाए ना, बात तो उसमें है. पेट ठीक रखना बहुत जरूरी है. खाने से पहले हम प्रे करते थे, नीचे बैठ के खाते थे, फैमिली में एक साथ बैठ के खाते थे, बिकॉज उससे डाइजेशन बेटर होता है. Come back, guys. We are from a very, very, very rich heritage.
So speaking of, there are 2 things. One is, like I said, and what a perfect segue. Like I said, I'm at this extended family event. So now the Bulawa has come. So I'm going to be heading back, taking care of the family. But it's been an absolute pleasure.
It's been 1.5 hours.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
That's why extended family, not family, but extended family. But thank you
Very
so much.
beautiful.
It's been an absolute pleasure meeting you, Dr. Preeti and Dr. Richa. And last but no way the least, Devasmita, thank you for just, envisioning things that are way beyond even our understanding. Right?
Yes.
So wish you all the very best.
Same
And
here.
I
Thank
will
you very much. All the best. And Rahul, you
take
owe me
care,
a
and we
phone
will
call.
be in touch.
I will wait for your
100%.
phone call.
I will message you, and then we will definitely get
And
on the call.
Dr. Richa, we need to get together on a coffee. I love Starbucks. Let me know where we should meet.
Yeah.
Take care.
Yeah.
See you
But
guys.
before
Bye-bye.
we-
Yeah, let us do something, Rahul.
Anyways, yes. So what I'm just doing for the person who are watching, because I can't see, there are maybe comments are coming, the questions are coming, because and we'll take over those questions. Unable to see here, but later on. So what exactly my point is, I will be sharing each one of your details in the description box. Okay, the LinkedIn profiles have been there, and the YouTube channels, I have only Dr. Priti and Rahul. So if you have Dr. Richa, if you have any YouTube channel or apart from LinkedIn, I can also share over there.
I'll share
So
that
that
with you.
people yeah. So what exactly is happening, then people will get to know more about it, will get to know, learn more about that. So yes, so before this is some questions, which another question I'm just going to ask, and yes, it's already we will be going to take
Yeah, it's
another
already 9:30.
Yeah, yes, 9:30. We'll take one more question and then we'll close this. Look, okay. What are the main treatments and modalities available for ovarian cancer, and what factors influence treatment decisions? Over to both of you. Just take it one by one. Okay.
So I've already mentioned treatments in functional medicine, what we do. We start from diet, and that plays a very, very huge role. Then nutrition, then therapies like ozone therapy, like IV nutritional drips, stuff like that. Along with allopathy treatment also, these help mitigate the side effects. What should be, how you should decide? I think a lot of it depends on what state you are in, what beliefs you live with. So that's a very, very, very personal decision. But I strongly believe whatever you decide, remember, that's the right decision for you. And as Ratan Tata says, you can take as much time as you want to make a decision. But once you've made a decision, it's your responsibility to make it right. And that's where your thoughts, the way you look at it, the type of effort you do to, come out of it, you have to take every step which can be taken so that your decision comes out to be right.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Yeah. You want to add something, Dr. Richa?
No, I think she said it all, because I'll be just talking about allopathy and
Yeah.
Oh, Dr. Richa.
because now things are
Things have seeped in. Next time, Dr. Richa is going to, really say, whatever has seeped in. Great.
Exactly.
But pleasure meeting you, Dr. Richa.
the same.
Thank you for this opportunity, Devasmita. I always say that I don't want to work in cancer because I want to work in prevention. When I know 20 years early that this will happen, why not start there? And that's where I start. But thanks for opening it up for me. I've written a book, Cyclic Keto, and keto diet is known for its effect in cancer patients. You can go on Amazon, buy it. You can go on my website, peakwellness.in, and buy it. It's just 300 rupees investment. It has a lot of diet plans and everything which can help you recover faster.
Wow.
Right? And any more information you guys need, I'm always available. Please ask, and we will share whatever we can.
Yes. Another thing I want to add here, 29th of February, okay, we will be continuing this because it's a rare disease day. And we have some speakers on genetical science who are doctors, doctorate in genetical science. They're working in one of the reputed company in Mumbai. Okay, they are also the doctors. So we will be taking this on 29th of February. I hope Dr. Priti and Dr. Richa, you can also join if you get this that people will love to know about genetics, how the functional medicines are working for this, and how ovarian cancer, and likewise, I will request Rahul also to be here in hypnosis case. So I guess that will be more powerful when we have a genetical doctor in this on 29th of February, same
Thank
time.
you.
Yeah, on 8th. So I hope I will be getting you both people on that day.
Thank you. I'll confirm.
Okay, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the conversation was very interesting, and people were enjoying, people were learning so many things. So rare disease, we are mainly focusing on, as mentioned, this channel is supporting this, maybe you have heard about spinal muscular atrophy.
Yeah.
So this, and as you know, the stress is becoming too high that the women are giving different, I mean, the child is coming to the world with a different problem of cerebral palsy. Okay, the child is not crying. And this is literally developing a
Right.
cerebral palsy. So we will be focusing on that day more into this, how genetically can be sorted, and the functional medicine, how it is helpful. So depending
It
upon
is really helpful.
yeah,
I will confirm my presence
yeah,
to
yeah,
you separately. Yeah.
yeah, sure, please, because I would love to be, means if you be a part, it will be a pleasure having you, because many people will
Thank
get
you.
the education. And
Thank you.
yeah, and Dr. Richa Saxena has already mentioned obstetrician, because from the birth, how it is helpful to the as a gynecologist. So that is very powerful word. So, and hypnosis always is important. And we have a not Sanstha, but Garbha Sanskaran coach. She will also accompany us.
Perfect. Thank you. Bye bye. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
Take care.